TKO Executive Chairman Vince McMahon has resigned from TKO Group Holdings as well as WWE after bombshell allegations made against him in a lawsuit filed this week against McMahon, WWE, and former Executive Vice President of Talent Relations John Laurinaitis. We've got a statement from Vince McMahon defending himself. We've also got the statement given to WWE employees by the WWE President Nick Khan, as well as the internal reaction within the company to McMahon's resignation. SmackDown last night saw Women's Tag Team Champions crowned as Asuka and Kairi Sane picked up the titles. Trick Williams made his debut on SmackDown, coming to the aid of Carmelo Hayes. Electra Lopez made her main roster debut, aligning with Santos Escobar, and Michael Cole replaces Kevin Patrick on commentary for one night only. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Of course, the biggest story dominating the headlines is the bombshell allegations made against now former TKO Executive Chairman Vince McMahon, because Vince McMahon has now officially resigned from TKO Group Holdings as well as WWE. The story was broken last night by Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful Select, stating that Vince McMahon is no longer involved in WWE or TKO, amid allegations and a lawsuit regarding abuse, forcible sex, and many other allegations. Vince McMahon has resigned from all TKO positions. WWE President Nick Khan sent out an internal memo yesterday saying the following regarding McMahon. He said, quote, "I wanted to inform you that Vince McMahon tendered his resignation from his positions as TKO Executive Chairman and on the TKO Board of Directors. He will no longer have a role with TKO Group Holdings or WWE." WWE did not have further comment on the matter. Now, McMahon commented the following to Deadline as well, saying, quote, "I stand by my prior statement that Miss Grant's lawsuit is replete with lies, obscene, made-up instances that never occurred, and is a vindictive distortion of the truth. I intend to vigorously defend myself against these baseless accusations and look forward to clearing my name." He continued by saying, "However, out of respect for the WWE Universe, the extraordinary TKO business, and its board members and shareholders, partners and constituents, and all of the employees and superstars who helped make WWE into the global leader it is today, I have decided to resign from my executive chairmanship and the TKO board of directors effective immediately." Now, as far as the internal reaction within WWE when it comes to this, it's one of, as you would probably expect, relief. Vince McMahon is officially gone from WWE and TKO Group Holdings, its parent company, and according to PW Insider, the initial response backstage is a mix of relief and happiness, with some believing that McMahon got what was coming to him. McMahon's retirement from the company comes the day after a civil lawsuit filed against him and former WWE employee John Laurinaitis by former WWE employee Janelle Grant. The suit alleges both men physically and emotionally abused Grant, as well as sexually assaulting her and trafficking her within WWE, including an alleged attempt to use her as an incentive for Brock Lesnar to sign a new contract with WWE. According to PW Insider Elite, those within the company expected more fallout from the suit after Slim Jim paused their big money sponsorship with the company Friday night ahead of the Royal Rumble due to the allegations. PW Insider also reports that McMahon's resignation happened faster than anyone within the company had expected, and that Endeavor may, quote, "sweep out anyone close to McMahon," end quote, and have a clean slate going forward. Employees who left WWE when McMahon stepped down and returned when he forced his way back into the company could be on the chopping block if Endeavor looks to start over. PW Insider reportedly spoke to those who remained with the company post-merger, and their sources said anyone's connection to McMahon may be seen as a, quote, "major negative going forward." Of course, the news comes after Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson joined TKO's board of directors this week, amidst rumors he could be taking over as the public face of WWE. Some company employees are reportedly hoping that Stephanie McMahon will return, though obviously things are different now than when she resigned from her position as co-CEO of the company after her father came out of retirement and reinstated himself to WWE's board of directors. Stephanie departed the company before it was merged with UFC and Endeavor took over. Once again, Mr. McMahon has denied all of the allegations made against him. Now, when it comes to the immediate fallout of this as well, just when it comes to things like on the WWE website, Vince McMahon's profile has been removed completely from the WWE website. He's been erased. Now, the official WWE website has removed Vince McMahon's profile from being publicly viewable following his departure from TKO. McMahon announced his resignation yesterday, one day after allegations of sexual trafficking, abuse, and more were levied against him. Shortly after his resignation announcement, the WWE website adjusted his profile page, which was at www.com/superstars/Mr. McMahon. Upon trying to visit the page, which previously would have opened his profile, there's now simply a blank screen with a message stating, quote, "You are not authorized to access this page." This means the page does still actually exist internally within the website, but is not viewable publicly. So what are your thoughts on the resignation of Vince McMahon from TKO and WWE? Do you think this means he is now done? Do you think there's any chance Vince McMahon could ever come back to TKO or WWE? Are you surprised with how quickly this has happened? What's your reaction to it? Let me know your thoughts, your reaction in the comments section below. Now, there was an episode of SmackDown last night. Of course, it was the go-home episode of SmackDown prior to the Royal Rumble today. Of course, we will be doing a watch-along and a post-show for that. And we've got brand new Women's Tag Team Champions. Asuka and Kairi Sane appeared Friday night with Kabuki Warriors in big, bold letters on the Titantron behind them and their old theme song playing. They marched with confidence towards their Women's Tag Team Championship match against champions Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, and for good reason, they would end up winning it and the titles. The match started slowly. At one point, Carter was incapacitated and Chance was left alone in the ring. Asuka and Sane surrounded her, but Chance fended both women off and sent them both to the outside. Carter slowly clawed her way back onto the apron for the tag. The match's tide briefly shifted in favor of the champions when a now legal Carter dove to the outside to take out Asuka and Sane. After a brief beatdown by the Kabuki Warriors, Sane attempted to end the match early with the insane elbow. Carter deflected the hit by placing both of her feet up. Asuka was tagged in, and after the failed insane elbow attempt, only to be beat down by Chance and Carter. The Kabuki Warriors proved that their chemistry had not suffered during their time apart when Sane broke up a pin attempt after Carter and Chance successfully landed the keg stand. Carter and Chance attempted to set Asuka up for the after party, only for Sane to intervene and force a flying Chance to opt for a crossbody. Chance was soon neutralized after an Alabama slam onto the announce table from Sane. In the ring, Asuka set Carter up for the insane elbow. Sane's elbow connected, and one pinfall later, Sane and Asuka claimed the victory and the Women's Tag Team Championships in the process. Dakota Kai, Bayley, and Io Sky met them on the ramp, and the celebration was in order for Damage Control as the new Women's Tag Team Champions. Of course, this is the second reign for the Kabuki Warriors, whose first reign from 2019 to 2020 is the longest in the history of the modern belts. Moreover, they only need to hold the title for 40 days or so to pass the record for combined days as champion, which is currently held by Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Asuka, meanwhile, becomes the first woman to enjoy 4 overall reigns with the championship. She also had tag title reigns alongside Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss as well. As for Carter and Chance, their first reign ends after just 39 days, though that actually puts them ahead of 4 other championship teams on the all-time list. What are your thoughts on the Kabuki Warriors being the new Women's Tag Team Champions? Now, we saw quite a few NXT stars last night on SmackDown on Fox. The go-home SmackDown before the Royal Rumble saw not 1, not 2, but 3 NXT talent make their main roster debuts, in addition to Electra Lopez, who returned to the side of Santos Escobar. We'll talk about that in just a second. NXT Championship #1 contender Trick Williams and the newly named NXT General Manager Ava both appeared on SmackDown for the first time. Ava was seen backstage assisting SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis with the process of assigning wrestlers an entry number for the 2 Royal Rumble matches, tracking the numbers that wrestlers drew from the tumbler. During this week's episode of NXT, William Regal made his return to WWE television to pass the torch to the 4th generation superstar, whose father is newly minted TKO board member Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. She is also now the youngest general manager in WWE history. Fans also got to see the debut of NXT favorite Trick Williams, who appeared after his friend and tag team partner Carmelo Hayes lost to Austin Theory before being subjected to a post-match beat Grayson Waller. Williams got a huge pop when his music hit, followed by a raucous "whoop that trick" chant before he made the save. Afterward, Hayes tried to fist bump his friend to thank him, but Williams left him hanging and said, "I was saving you, we got a match Tuesday." The two old friends will face the LWO's Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro in the semi-finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic on this coming week's episode of NXT. Now, it's unclear if this is an official call-up for Williams, who might split his time between NXT and SmackDown, as Hayes has been doing. The two have a long-running storyline on NXT that could be brought to the main roster or blown off before Hayes and Williams are officially called up, perhaps at 2024's Stand and Deliver event during WrestleMania weekend. Now, we spoke about Electra Lopez as well. She also made her main roster debut, aligning with her former faction partner, that being Santos Escobar. Once again, she is in Legado del Fantasma. Now, she may be involved in a feud with Lola Vice after being eliminated by her former friend during a battle royal on NXT, but Electra Lopez is now back on the main roster, joining Santos Escobar, Humberto, and Angel on a segment on SmackDown. Lopez seemed to allude to the move during a promo during a segment with Vice on Tuesday's episode, where she mentioned first being noticed by Legado del Fantasma. Of course, Lopez was part of the original version of the group from 2021 to 2022, but she was replaced by Zelina Vega when they were called up to the main roster, while she remained in NXT. Escobar was taking on Carlito in a match that was supposed to take place at Survivor Series War Games, when the match broke down into a brawl between both groups. Humberto and Angel brawled with Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro, and Vega was also at ringside. Lopez appeared out of the crowd to take out Vega, and her involvement distracted Carlito, allowing Escobar to roll him up for the victory. Lopez walked up the ramp back with the group and was also seen backstage with the group when Escobar picked his number for the Royal Rumble match. Though she appears to have been called up, she's going to be making, again, some appearances, I guess, when it comes to NXT, because Lopez is still set to take Vice on one-on-one on Tuesday's episode of NXT. Finally, we got a bit more of an update when it comes to the replacement for Kevin Patrick on SmackDown. Of course, we know Patrick has now departed the company, but many people were wondering, what's the future of the SmackDown play-by-play position? Well, Michael Cole has commented on his appearance at the commentator's desk last night on SmackDown after Kevin Patrick was released. Longtime WWE commentator Michael Cole made it clear that his foray into this week's SmackDown is only temporary. Kicking off the night, Michael Cole included in his self-introduction the line that his presence was for one night only. Alluding to a replacement second commentator on SmackDown seemingly by next week, one may wonder who could be getting the call. While it's possible that they already have candidates in-house, such as NXT's Vic Joseph or NXT Level Up's Blake Howard, it's also possible the next person on the headset could be entirely new. Former commentator Kevin Patrick was released from WWE earlier this week. Reports indicate Patrick, real name Kevin Egan, was well liked within the company despite having been let go. It was described that the decision was just that, despite being liked personally, he wasn't the right person for the job. So seemingly, we are going to have a new commentator next week. But there you go, guys. This latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right-hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.